best team in the world, but certainly some of our top students here in the US. They've all graduated and gone to college, and so they're here as our first semi-pro drone soccer team. So today we're going to assign them to each of the 3 teams here to help do some coaching, equipment checks, make sure everything's ready to go for the competition for the first few hours. And so for you guys here, we have Louise and John are going to be your 2 team members down there. They're both fluent, so we're good. And then we've got some others. You guys know, we'll let the Skies team take their pick of who they want to coach them, since you know these guys. And then our last 2 will be supporting Turkey. So this is the time for the next 2 hours to just get a couple practice flights in, 1 team at a time. Make sure all your equipment is working. If anything is having trouble, these Voyagers can help you do some troubleshooting. As we get through towards the end of the first 2 hours, we want to make sure they've got their positions and flags and their lights all set correctly. So everything's looking good. And then we'll get into prelims here in about 2 hours, so around 5 p.m. we'll start doing some preliminary competitions. And again, today is more of a friendly day. This is your chance to build up that confidence as we get going and make sure you understand the rules of the tournament so we have a nice, smooth remainder of the event. Cool, I think that's it. If you guys want to go take your teams, I'll continue talking to the crowd here just a little bit. So drone soccer is a flying robotics competition. Got started in Korea quite a few years ago, and it's spread to many other countries. I'm representing 2 companies, Crew Concept, which I co-founded. I'm now working for Orca, which is over here with some flight simulators that you'll be able to fly. We have some awesome FPV simulators. It's actually the most flown simulator in the world. We got 1 million users online. And then we also have a drone soccer simulator coming out. So instead of having to fly to these events, pretty soon you'll be able to compete virtually with teams around the world. So it's happening. It just takes a little time to work out the bugs. The team over from Orca, they're engineers from Croatia. Go talk to them. These guys are the ones actually designing and building these drones that you're using. So if you have ideas, they're the guys to talk to, especially this bald gentleman in the yellow shirt. He's one of the big bosses who helped design these drones. We have many sponsors here. I don't have the full list, but they're ticking through on these slides. We're grateful to everybody, including the Sun and Fun Air Show, helping to kick off some drone programs here in Florida. So if you're a Florida school and you're interested in how do we get started in career workforce development at a younger age, many of us here involved were pilots or in the industry in different ways. There's not a lot to do before you're 16 sometimes. And so this is something you do indoors, inside of the school. You build them, program them, learn to fly. But the trick is that we're using real FAA training for aircraft mechanics, for pilots, and other data ops like air traffic control. We took those training manuals that the professionals use, and you're doing the exact same things with these drones. So it's a perfect middle school program to get students excited up into high school. So we call that the Drone Soccer Academy. And that's the curriculum by Crew Concept is aligned with all the standards. So if you want to get started, talk to any of the people in the purple polos about how to bring this program to your school or your hometown. And that's what we're trying to do here, is get career skills early. If you guys haven't been, there's a great STEM exhibit over there, and also a career fair. So for any of you who are seniors, take your resume over and start talking to them now about those internships leading to jobs, because that's a big part of our mission here. So that's a big welcome to everybody. We're going to dive into practice and test flying now for about 2 hours, and then we'll get started with some early competitions just to shake everything out going into the big round robin tomorrow. Do we have any questions from our teams? Okay, so let's do at 5 p.m. We'll do another pilot briefing where we'll go over all of the rules and go over any other safety issues. I'll go over a couple safety issues now. So no batteries at your tables or anywhere else. The only batteries are allowed to be in the cage or at our battery charging station. We have our battery baristas there. So they will take care of you. Please bring your batteries and chargers over there. Make sure your batteries are labeled with your team name on it. And I don't need to tell you, because you've seen the Blue Angels flying. 0 drones plugged in outside of this cage. This is FAA exempt, okay? Our officials and referees will take your drones in and out of that arena, but don't plug them in or test them anywhere else. because obviously that's an airspace violation, and I think there's an FAA guy right there, and he looks pretty tough. So let's not test them today. But other than that, we'll go over more safety later and more tournament rules at 5 p.m. I just want to get you guys flying and make sure these drones are all working. So for our other students here, you guys fly drones yet? Yeah? R107s, there you go. You can be referees. So that's one of our things that we want to do. But yeah, these are drones that you can build and program from scratch, and basically get a box of parts. Actually, those purple boxes over there on the table is what you get. And then you got to follow through, and it's the same exact process to build a Cessna or one of those jets as it is to follow the procedures to build these drones. So sometimes the form doesn't matter so much as the process and how we do things in aviation. So for everybody here, I'll just finish with my closing comments. You know, we're proud as Crew Concept